The empty chair at the table. A short inspirational story about grief, hope, and healing. There was once a couple named Daniel and Emily who had a 10-year-old son named Noah. Noah loved soccer, superhero movies, and making everyone laugh. But at the age of 10, Noah was diagnosed with cancer. For 2 years, Daniel and Emily fought alongside their son through hospital visits, treatments, and countless prayers. Then one quiet autumn morning, Noah passed away. The world seemed to stop. The laughter disappeared from their home. His bedroom remained untouched. And every evening, there was an empty chair at the dinner table. Daniel became angry. Emily became withdrawn. Both were drowning in grief, yet neither knew how to help the other. One night, after weeks of silence, Emily looked at Daniel and said, "If we stop living, then cancer wins twice." Those words changed everything. Instead of avoiding their pain, they decided to face it together. Every evening, they spent 10 minutes talking about Noah and sharing a favorite memory. This simple exercise helped them process their grief instead of burying it. They also began keeping a gratitude journal. At first, it felt impossible. But every day they wrote down 3 things they were thankful for, even if it was something as small as a sunrise or a kind conversation. Slowly, their minds began noticing hope again. Daniel joined a support group for grieving parents. For the first time, he met people who truly understood his pain. He learned that grief shared is often grief softened. Emily practiced mindfulness and breathing exercises whenever overwhelming sadness appeared. Instead of fighting her emotions, she learned to acknowledge them and let them pass through her without judgment. Together, they started volunteering at a children's cancer foundation. They discovered that helping other families gave new meaning to Noah's memory. Months turned into years. The pain never completely disappeared, but it changed. It became less like a storm and more like a scar, a reminder of deep love. One evening, Daniel looked at Noah's empty chair and smiled. Not because he had forgotten, but because he had learned something important. Love does not end when a life ends. And sometimes the greatest way to honor those we have lost is to keep living with purpose, kindness, and hope. Because while grief may change our lives forever, it does not have to stop us from honoring the memory of our loved ones. Message: healing does not mean forgetting. Healing means learning to carry love and loss together while continuing to move forward.